Well, with millions of Americans planning to make it home for the holidays, today is the busiest travel day of the year. We do have team coverage this morning. Channel 2's Beth Verge and meteorologist David George both braving those crowds at the Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport this morning. Beth is going to have those tips on packing your patience and what you need to know before heading out the door. And of course, David, who we'll start with, has your full holiday travel forecast. And David, is it good flying weather today?
Absolutely. I mean, we really lucked out. Now, for those wanting snow and wanting ice for recreation, there are some chances coming up in the next week or two, but this is about as good as travel weather can get, I think. We don't have any official snow cover. Roads are rated good to poor in a couple of isolated areas around the state, but here locally, it's almost all good except out there toward Girdwood and down toward Turnagain Pass. So for the upcoming holiday, I think we look really good going through today and tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, plenty of blue sky. The temperatures are going to gradually start coming down just a little bit, but I think as we go through Thanksgiving Day, we're looking at a forecast high right around probably 25 degrees or so. So as we check that out, you'll see what we're talking about for your plans and your activities. There it is, the 25 high, lots of clear sky. As we check out around the state, there's going to be some scattered showers in southeast, but mainly dry there. We're looking at areas of rain trying to come in to areas on the lower Kenai and down toward Kodiak Island, but that's as close as that gets. And there's a look at your numbers, just like yesterday morning, some single digits and teens across the area, a little bit higher there with elevation for the hillside and at Glen Alps, but otherwise we're looking at a frigid start to the day, and it will take a while to warm up. And with snow, there's how little we've had, 3.4, way below normal, certainly way below even what we had last year when we only ended up with about 38 inches for the entire season. So you get a clear sky for the most part, but it stays bitterly cold until at least 11 o'clock to noon, and then we'll spend a very brief time in the low to mid 20s. And then looking at your next 3 days, look at the high turkey chance. Now, not everybody has the bird on Thanksgiving, so I put that at 90%, chance of leftovers on Friday at 50%, and we'll go through a few changes for the upcoming weekend. I don't see anything drastic, but it will be a change nonetheless, and we'll look at that coming up in our next weather segment.
All right, David, and we'll continue to check in with him throughout the morning. And on the other side of things, let's go inside. People on their way to their destinations, and that's where we find Channel 2's Beth Verge, who joins us live also from the airport this morning. Beth, how are the crowds looking right now?
Good morning, Ariane. Well, actually, the crowd's not too bad. You can see some of the people wandering a little bit behind me. Not too many of them look like they're in too much of a rush just yet. I'm sure we'll be seeing people running around later this morning. But today and throughout the holiday season, really, there are a few things to keep in mind. First of all, you may want to consider registering for TSA's pre-check system. It's kind of a system in which the government vets you before you arrive at the airport. That's a chance where you don't have to take off your shoes. You're not going to have to take your laptop out. So it kind of makes security lines a little bit more expedited. There's also Global Entry, which is more of an international program. That's through the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Program. And it also allows expedited clearance for pre-approved and low-risk travelers upon arrival in the United States. So a few different things that you can do to cut down on some of this time when you're getting to these airports. Really, the fact of the matter is you just have to give yourself enough time. Right now, again, not too crowded at this airport, but sure to get a little more crowded shortly, right, Ariane?
Absolutely, Beth. And what are some of those items that are prohibited from going through TSA security?
So there is a pretty long list, and you can check out the My TSA app to get that whole list. You can even kind of type in what you're thinking of bringing and see if it's going to be allowed through security. Sharp items, certain liquids, you know, you have to have that 3.4 ounce container or less, and all of those containers for liquids need to fit in a 1 quart Ziploc type of bag. A lot of sporting goods aren't allowed through carry-on. They're allowed through security, of course, for checked baggage, but skis and poles, those kinds of things, none of that is allowed. And we're, of course, going to have lots more on this, on the weather, on what you can bring, things to keep in mind throughout the morning.
All right, well, one place that you don't want to end up while traveling is in the emergency room. But a new survey finds that a quarter of vacations actually include some kind of medical emergency. So doctors at Orlando Health suggest taking medical information such as a list of allergies, prescriptions, or recent x-rays or your MRI images with you just in case of emergency. Also, be sure and refill all prescriptions before you leave on vacation, and pack them in a carry-on just in case your luggage does get lost. And then never try and power through if you don't feel well. This can be very dangerous, especially if you are experiencing symptoms such as chest pain or dizziness.
We have people who do the excesses and have maybe gastric problems because of overeating, or beginning to have vomiting and diarrhea issues because of the different types of food that they're perhaps not used to.
And one more tip, if you are sick before you do plan to leave and you wouldn't want to go to work that day, then you should probably also stay home from your vacation as well. Well, coming up, a community protest. We head to Barrow, where people took to the streets there to take their city back after a recent drug bust. Plus, do you know what your teen is up to? Well, a new survey is going to give some insight into risky behaviors that teens can get caught up in. So where there's normally 3, there is 2.
There's 2.
Because David, he's
And
literally having a flight that he has to catch. So he's going to have to catch his flight. He has his bags packed. And did you know TSA can let you bring pies through there?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what Beth
As a
said.
carry-on?
You can bring pies through, not cranberry sauce.
Well, you know, I was busy doing my news nows.
That's right.
So I was
You were
concentrating
on
that,
it.
yeah.
So we'll be here, though,
Yes, we will tomorrow morning.
for Thanksgiving. So be sure to wake up with us as the turkey's in the oven, or ham.
Or pies.
Or pies are in the oven, 5:30 to 7 a.m. And of course, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It's the 90th year. It's going to be at 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's a tradition.
Yeah,
Tradition
so.
for a lot of folks.
All right, well, who are we
right.
going to give our cheers to?
Our Thanksgiving travelers, safe
Thanksgiving
travels.
travels. And I think one of those, that's David.
I know.
Do we? Is he?
Where?
There he
is.
goes.
There
Bye,
he goes.
David.
Bye, David. Happy Thanksgiving.
Safe travels, everyone. We'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow. Have a good one.